viewers, and welcome back to the Self-Made Auto channel. It's been a little while since we've had just a dedicated tool time video. I'm doing some TPMS sensors on a 2007 Grand Cherokee. I'm using the Autel TS508. Now this is a tool I've had for a while. I've done about 25, almost 30 sensors with it. Haven't had a bit of problem with it yet. It's worked pretty well. This is going to be more for the guy in the shop, the tech who wants to buy his own TPMS tool, or the shop owner looking for a decent TPMS tool, you know, as a shop tool. Now when I buy these, I buy them, you actually get the tool for free. They tell you, you buy a box of their sensors, so you get 20 sensors. Now there's only one left in here and some other interchangeable metal stems for them. And then you get the tool for free, which also has lifetime updates. So it works out pretty well because you end up selling the sensors, you get to keep the tool. And then when you need new sensors, I just buy another 20 pack. I take and put a bundle deal together on eBay. I take the tool, 4 sensors, sell it on eBay, and make more money than what I paid for the tool initially. So kind of something to think about if you're in the shop, or you can just, you know, buy another 20 pack and give your tool to, you know, one of the guys in the shop, which I've done. You know, just buy a 20 pack, give one to Josh. Now we both have one, we've got sensors, everybody's happy. Let me show you their sensors. Now it is proprietary to their sensors if you're programming one. Now this can activate all factory OEM sensors, but in order to program a brand new one, you know, a blank one, it doesn't do like Schrader and Gator and Orange and all the different, you know, aftermarkets like the Bartec will do. But you use their sensors and then you can program them. You can program them a couple different ways. OBD2 activation, you can manually type in a number, you can activate them, you know, capture the data off your old sensor, rewrite it to your new one, goes pretty quick. Here's what their sensors look like. They're pretty small. To change the stems, you just push the button in and the stem pops out. So you can pop on a metal stem. They do sell the little 4 packs of the metal stem. So if you want metal or rubber, you can go that way. And then you can pop the sensor back in and it locks back in there. And these are dual frequency, 315 and 433 megahertz. So one sensor essentially gives you a ton of coverage, you know, probably in the high 90 percentile. Tool has a few other functions on it, besides being able to activate and trigger the sensors and the OEM sensors on the car and program new ones. You can go into their toolkit here and it has a keyless entry detector. So if you want to test your key fob, you know, there's a frequency on the key fob coming out. You can go on, you can read codes from the TPMS system, of course, rewrite your new data. Let's say you use this to create a unique ID. You had a sensor that was missing. It'll generate a unique ID, you know, based on that vehicle. It'll write it to the new sensor. You put it in the, you know, in the tire, you mount it on the car, and then you go through the relearn procedure. And the beauty of it is, if you don't know the relearn procedure, we can go actually on the tool and we can look at that too. So we're working on a Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're working on an 07. We select that, and then we want to know relearn procedure. I believe we go to information. Nope. Not on this one. We're going to have to go back out to the main menu here. We'll go to quick mode, Jeep Grand Cherokee 07. Let's see, relearn procedure right there. Whoops. And then we can read down through that. If there's a manual way to do it, it will usually tell you also. Let's see here, this is method 1. Using a TPMS tool, you know, it'll tell you. We won't have to go down through and read it all. But essentially, if it needs an OBD2 relearn, this comes with an OBD2 cable. Plug her in, go around, collect all your IDs, follow the on-screen prompt, you know, turn the key on. It goes through and writes all the IDs for you. So that's pretty nice. Now I do have to program a sensor on this. So in this case, we are going to go to advanced mode, and then we'll pick our Jeep Grand Cherokee 07, and then we're going to come down to program sensor. And then ours sensor should still work. It just has a broken stem, so we're going to do a copy by activation. So we'll come here, and now it wants us to scan our original sensor that is in the vehicle. Let me find our new one. So I've got our old one exposed here that's all corroded. Should still work. It wants us to grab the data off it, so we'll just stick the tool by it. We capture the data off it. It got the unique ID. So now, once to press Y to program, we're going to take our new sensor, stick it in a slot. It's only got to be within 4 inches of this tool. My problem is I have another sensor sitting here. We're going to set that there. We got to move out of the way because it will detect it. We'll come over here and we will hit Y. and it's going to look to see if there's any other ones in the area, and it will tell you, 5 sensors detected or something like that. And then it starts the programming process. It doesn't take too long. And once it gets done, it verifies that the ID is the same as what you read. Boom, that simple. This baby's ready to go. Now technically, when we put this back in the car, I'll shut her down here. We should not have to do any relearn procedure on this vehicle because we've copied the exact ID that was already in it. So we'll take and get the old one out, which can be a chore sometimes, usually involves vice grips. We'll break the sensor off. Easiest way to do it, and then we can, grab it on the bottom side, snap it off. Usually they just snap. Oh, yeah, there we go. So you just, snap them off. What do you want me to do? Chop it off? There's that. We'll set that garbage out of the way. Then we just need to lube up our new stem, pop it in, and we're done. Make sure you lube it up. That is the key to life right there. Now they do snap in kind of hard. They're pretty rigid stems, so make sure you are using a valve stem puller. Of course, you guys already know this. Whoa! Don't scratch that baby. Pop her through. And that's it. Tie her up, blow it up. Put it on the vehicle, take it for a shake. So I just took her for a little shimmy, about 3-4 miles. The light is now out. Went out on its own because we cloned the sensor, so there's really no programming to do other than drive it. So that's it, folks. That is the Autel TS508. Great tool for the shop, great tool for the independent technician in a shop. They're relatively inexpensive compared to other TPMS tools. Things I like about it, they do have free updates. The only downside, I guess, to it is it can only program their sensors. However, as I mentioned at the beginning, it can trigger all the other types of sensors. So if you have a car come in, you do a rotation on it, it's position specific. You have to relearn the position. The tool can do that just fine. It just can't program other aftermarket sensors, like I mentioned, Ready Sensor, Schrader, Gator, Orange. There's 100 different brands out there now. And a lot of them have their own proprietary tool. If you want a tool that does most everything, by all means, get a Bartec. I love my Bartec. The updates are expensive, the tool's expensive. As long as you have availability to the Autel sensors, then it's no big deal because their sensors are relatively inexpensive. So we'll leave it at that. In that comment box on there, leave questions, comments, criticisms, concerns. I'll try to find some links to the tools so you can check them out. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.